Hey everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Entropia content. Man, I'm starting to feel a little bit better today, thank God. So many days in a row I was feeling like shit, but man, today was the first day, actually since I was doing that fasting, that I started to feel better. Now I think what it was is maybe Listeria food poisoning, because God, what I had was like so brutal. But yeah, I'll get back into Entropia content because I want to put all that nonsense behind me. Holy shit. Right, so anyways, I had some really good news yesterday and bad news. The bad news started off, I was doing that betting strategy with Bitcoin and I blew through all my money. So I'll have to try to modify that betting strategy a little bit because I've got my Bitcoins all the way down to zero. But thank God some people are still signing up with the referrals and those guys seem to be doing better than me. So I got a portion of their winnings, and boy, wasn't that cool. I got my account back up to almost what I was before I lost everything yesterday. So big thanks to everyone who signed up to the referrals. And maybe I'll do some videos on betting strategies, show off which ones I tried that failed, which ones I'm still going to keep trying. Alright, so yesterday I had some luck. It was Arcady Krabby Adam. He purchased the jack-o'-lantern shop from my FOMA shop. Or he purchased the jack-o'-lantern. So big shout out to there. Then I had my bonding liquid print sell and sold for slightly more than I paid for it, so I made a little profit off that. I think I got it for 2 pet or something. Sold it for 10. Decent turnaround. And what else? The menu is cut out. There we go. Alright, the Zorn Star still hasn't sold. The hell's going on? I was looking for whatever bid I had on the Zorn Star, but it's not showing it. So I'll just go check the auction. I don't think it's sold yet. There's only a couple hours left if anyone wants to buy it. Probably by the time you see this video, it might even still be on auction if you need some cheap Zorn. Yeah, there's only 3 hours left, but it looks like no one's placed a bid yet. So if no one places a bid, then let's see, what is it selling for? 112. Then I'll lose 12 ped. Pretty big loss, but not the end of the world. No, and I went on a sweating marathon yesterday. I sweated the whole time while I was watching sports. So I managed to collect, what was it, almost 3K sweat. And I collected some Burkite and Papillon while I was sweating also. So some decent returns on my sweat adventures. Looks like I was a little bit low on these in my inventory, so yeah, that's good. Alright, next what I'll do is run off a little bit of my blueprint for bonding liquid. You can see my account's back up over 200. Hoping once the Zorn Star, that'll bring it to around 300 and something. And then I'll have to put my leftover bonding liquid on for sale and then head off this planet. Alright, let's warm up a little bit with the first tea. Oh, it'd be so nice to be able to eat regular food. Yesterday I just ate fucking rice the whole day. I found out from my aunt, she's had food poisoning a bunch of times and her dogs had food poisoning, and each time everyone always recommends eating a whole bunch of white rice to get it, soak everything bad out of your system. So yeah, I tried that yesterday, just ate white rice the whole day. To be honest, I felt very bloated again and gassy, but man, at least when I went to the washroom today, it wasn't a nightmare. So whatever it is that rice does, I highly recommend it. Holy fuck, did it ever help me. Not to give medical advice, I'm just like offering what happened to me. Ah, fuck man, welding wire again. You gotta be shitting me. I might as well just accept it. Welding wire is what I'm getting. It's almost tempting me one of these days I should make some welding wire clicks. Don't they require sweat? Aspra? I think I can get those ingredients. Maybe I'll try making it on Rocktropia next time I'm there. Or I'll just sell the print. I was thinking one of these days I wouldn't mind to try making thruster prints, because I can usually loot those pretty good too. Unless they've changed that now. Alright, I'll be back in 1 second. Alright, I'm back everyone. Now I just had to grab some Tums. Still getting a little bit of heartburn, but God, that's nothing compared to what I was going through the other few days. Whew. Now I'm hoping I can get back into exercising regularly, getting some more work done around the house. I got so much done yesterday even though I was feeling like shit. Now, at one point I thought for sure I was going to the hospital because my limbs started to stop working. And I was like, shit, that's not a good sign. No, it started off with just cramps in the back of my calves, and then my whole legs started seizing up. And it says for food poisoning, if you start getting tingling sensation and cramps, you're supposed to go to the hospital. But I kept reading what they do, and there's nothing they do except for tell you to eat rice. So I was like, fuck, I'm not going to wait 20 hours at the hospital for them to tell me to eat rice. So I just got some rice and started eating it on my own. Fuck. Keep forgetting my vaporizer tank is fucking filled with oil. Most people are thinking, well, it's good, now you have lots of vapor oil, but fuck, I gotta clean it out. Son of a bitch, just plug the tank. Now what I'll do... Ah, fuck, I can't. I keep forgetting. Every time I want to turn the fan on for the stream to show you guys how it bubbles, I forget it makes too much noise. Ah, fucking annoying. Alright, I'm just gonna have to pause it while this makes noise. Sorry guys, I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back. Sorry I turned the fan on, I'm gonna leave it on for a second, just so I can show you guys what it looks like. You can see, oh, there we go. I have to put it in front of me or it doesn't show. There we go. So what I have here is the tube that goes to my bottle. And here's the vapor tank. You can see that it's filled with about, I don't know, let's put a little jar. This is a little half fiber. So you can see it's going to fill this, maybe about a fiber's worth of honey oil when I drain the tank. And this tank, when you take a hoop from here, this will bubble so that your vapors pass through honey oil as you're taking a hoot. It kind of answers the age-old debate. What is the most effective thing that you can use for bong water? Well, I literally use pure cannabis vapor oil as bong water for one stage. Alright, let's put a little bit of vapor oil in it now. Now what happened was, usually when this tank gets really full, it's cold out in the winter or in my basement, so then the oil doesn't shoot all the way up to the tank and plug it, or the tube. But it's a little bit hotter out and this thing's really full, so it fucking plugged it on me. So I had to heat it up in order to get air through. Now there's a hoot for you. Pure cannabis oil. Bubbled through fucking vapor oil. Very tasty. If you're against the taste of ammonia, you might not like it because, man, does this thing ever fill your room with the odor of ammonia? Not like the piss kind, but very similar. I was thinking, if you didn't like to vaporize cannabis, but you still wanted the ammonia benefits, you could probably just turn this thing on in your room. Although I don't think there's no medical benefits officially for ammonia. Although a lot of people do use it for medical purposes. Now I'm going to have to clean out the metal tube because I'm pretty sure it has about a half fiber's worth of oil stuck in it too. Maybe tomorrow's episode what I'll do is I'll show off how the harvest went. Alright, we already did a little bit on one tea. Let's go to the difficult tea. It's a little bit higher up in condition, but man, still got to give it some attention. Oh god, I can hardly wait till I'm feeling normal again today, man. If I can go biking to the disc golf course, that'd be sick. I've managed to fix my bike, patched up all the broken parts. Had to replace the wheel, or not the wheel, the tube in the tire. Starting to get more adept at fixing stuff again. I kind of lost a lot of my little mechanical know-how. It's a weird thing about getting concussions. They say sometimes you have to learn things from scratch again, and I did notice that. Some things I completely forgot how to do and had to relearn them. Yesterday I went through my Google Explorer bar and sorted through a bunch of my dead links. So I'm going to have to show links to you guys. Hopefully I won't have so many that are cluttering it. Alright, there's a couple good fails. Let's do a full condition just to see if they can help out my run. Give me like 100 ped global, that'd be nice. I think it's highly unlikely. I don't know, this print is still a little bit on the expensive to use, but man, is it stingy with globals. You can see like even hitting a 1 pedder is pretty rare. And don't worry guys, my crafting runs won't always be super boring. I'm going to get into the super crafting soon. Well, not soon, once my account reaches 1,000 ped. So if anyone wants to see my super crafting tricks, just swing by my shops and help boost it up. I got a bunch of PRX prints if anyone's looking for a collection of those. Dear God, they won't give me one success. You sons of bitches. Alright, let's go between the T's. I need to finish quick. Finishing quick is my specialty. Shirt links below. Yeah, at least it's better getting something than nothing. I hate seeing all those fails. I just can't stand it. I don't know how people do a whole crafting run on full condition. Now I think I'll make a deal. If anyone wants to get my vaporizer attachment, they basically already need to own the Extreme Q. They'll basically have to sign a waiver promising they won't sue me if it's too super addictive for them. Or for other reasons. It's a little bit dangerous to use, it heats up. I don't know, most people, like girls I've shown, said hey, you should really market this with gloves so that people that are touching it don't burn themselves, but I don't know, for me, I find most guys, we have thick enough skin that we can actually touch it and it doesn't burn us. I'm pretty sure most of the guys will use it, but if any ladies do happen to want one, just maybe recommend getting those like rubber tipped, heat gloves. Just basically any gloves that have rubber tips so that you can still hold it without it sliding and without it getting too hot to burn you. Or if you got thick skin too, then you could just grab it with your hand. But I wouldn't recommend that because as part of the prodding testing problems with my device, it is very dangerous to use it. Yeah, I was thinking if everyone wants to do maybe, let's say, a 200 donation to the Patreon, then I can send them one, but I think I can only send it to people in Canada. I don't want to risk sending it to the States because they have put people in jail in the States for selling bongs. I don't know if anyone's heard of Cheech and Chong, the famous weed guys back from the 80s. Yeah, one of them actually got put in jail for years just for selling bongs. Like bongs. I know the algorithm's probably going to put a different word there. No, but before anyone does that, well, I don't know. How does it work for patron returns? Can you return money to patrons? Thinking if someone, well yeah, I guess I could just e-transfer it back. Now that would actually make more sense. If anyone wants the vaporizer, you can do the $200 patron donation, or just give me a shout via email. Then we can just do Interac e-transfers direct. Cut out patron right out of the loop. Now the Extreme Q, you can find it on Amazon or eBay. It's actually the most popular vaporizer in the world. When I was working with the factory a little bit, or just volunteering, or actually just collaborating. What happened was when I was making my device to fit theirs, I asked them if they wanted to officially sponsor it, like sell it on their website, and they helped me redesign one. But I don't know, my original model I kind of like a little bit better, although their model is a little bit more product safe. It's easier to get the vapor oil out and clean the tank if something dirty gets in. But the original one I made has to be used in a super sterile environment because anything that gets in it would be hard to get out. Yeah, I noticed the first guy I gave it to for product testing had a cat in his house and he kept getting cat hairs in it. I was like, well, fuck, this ain't gonna work. Now I'm somewhat fortunate that I do have a lot of cats in the neighborhood that I can have as like a pet, but they just come over and visit. They're the neighbor's cats, so I don't have to actually look after them. Now it kind of makes me sad. The one cat I like the best in the neighborhood, his family's moving. So once they move, I won't be able to see the cat anymore. Hoping he runs away from home and just comes back here. Or runs away from his new house. Yeah, he was so good at catching mice. He was funny because he would like hide in the bushes. Some days I'd walk through my backyard and I'd be like, hey, I thought I heard something. All of a sudden a cat will jump out of the bush. And it was like he was waiting there for any mice to come by. And it's funny I knew it because I found the mouse hole, or what do you call them, chipmunk holes and stuff. We got a few around. So what he does is he hides in the bush right next to the entrance to their hole and waits for them to come out. Cats are such patient hunters, eh? I think he waits there for hours. All the chipmunks must be so pissed because here they thought they had this perfect environment, no predators. What do you know, the cat finds them. Alright, looks like all my clicks are done for the bonding liquid. Let's go a little bit more full ones for the last 15. Kind of wait till this print's at full quality. I find that's what helps me with my big trick, is the one print that I use a lot is full quality. Obviously because I use it like shitloads. Now usually on my big trick run I do about 1,000 clicks. Or no, 10,000. So it might take a few episodes to do it. Now I do got one reasoning for releasing my big crafting trick. It's going to prevent me from making lots amounts of PED once everyone starts doing it. But I'm actually doing it to try to help Never Die. Because when I release this trick, it's going to flood the market with vehicle prints. So I don't know if anyone's watching these videos and you're into selling vehicle prints. After I release this secret, the prices on those are probably going to plummet. Fuck, I still have lots of super adhesive? No, I'm down to 3. Perfect. But the main reason I'm thinking that is if everyone starts flooding the market with vehicle prints, there's really only one way to fix this problem, is to go with Never Die's vehicle plan, to use more vehicles in the game, make them useful again, make vehicles great again. That's what I was thinking, like, if we start all using vehicles a lot and start rifling through those vehicle prints, then it'll make sense. It'll rebalance out the market being flooded with the vehicle prints. Because right now, if I release it and we don't get Never Die's plan, I'm pretty sure the prices on all vehicles is just going to fall through the roof. Except for quads, they're really hard to come by looting those. And the boats. I don't know what's with boat prints. I haven't seen one yet, ever for me looting. And I've had every other vehicle except boats and quads. Maybe a few other rare PRXs. Alright, let's see what we got for storage. So for today's episode, we finished up the bonding liquid crafting. Oh yeah, I had a huge topic for today's episode. Look at that. I had over, see, I didn't need to buy sweat. I was able to sweat everything I needed for that whole crafting run. So if anyone's coming here to make whatchamacallit bonding liquid, it is possible to collect the sweat right by this rookie trading area. And you'll have enough to make to mix with your super adhesive. Alright, let's see. I got a little bit of metal residue and energy. Fuck, I'm just gonna have to trade terminal it because unless I can find someone to sell it to. I'll maybe do a little bit of sweating and see if I can sell the energy matter and residue. If I only had like 100 peds worth, I could put it on auction and try selling it, but this is too small of a stack. Even my bonding liquid's a little bit on the small side, but fuck, it's almost worth 200% markup, so really I should sell it. Alright, the shrapnel, 4 peds worth. Yeah, I'll trade terminal that as well. It's weird, I thought I left one super adhesive. Didn't my crafting run have one left? There it is. Alright, so I'll leave the yellow crystal and super adhesive here to try to remind myself when I come back, see if this trick works again. That wasn't too bad. Let me check. What's the markup still going? Did I fuck it with my videos? Oh yeah, price is up to 110. People have already been buying it too much. Sorry guys, I tried to warn everyone to keep the price low. Yeah, I managed to sell the super adhesive for around 129, I think, so maybe that was my sale. Would have been nice to get 134, but what can you do? Now let's try the bonding liquid on the auction. It's kind of a shitty time to be selling it. What is it, 9 AM on a Sunday? Who knows, maybe there'll be some people playing. James bonding. Now one day I played James Bond, like a dealer at a casino with the bow tie and suit. It was funny, everyone actually said I looked like James Bond. That was when I still had hair. Now I used to be a big fan of the James Bond movies. To be honest, I haven't watched it in a while. Alright, people are putting stacks of bonding liquid. It sells for anywhere between 140 and 190. That's not bad. Alright, I'll put mine for sale. I'm gonna take a chance and hope maybe the auction sells out of it. Mine will still get a high markup. Alright, what is that? Metal residue. Oh fuck. Metal residue. Energy matter, that's it. Now sometimes people are right around here looking for it, so maybe I should just message in case someone is before I fucking trade terminal that shit. I'll sell it for cheap if anyone can run here quick. Right, so what do we got? We'll sell it. Alright, I don't want it to go less than 1 30, so I'll increase it. Alright, so what did I say the max markup was? Alright, the highest for the year would be around 160. So let's put that. I don't know, for me, some people will put smaller auction prices to make sure that it sells good. But for some reason, I find I often just put rare items, not like super rare, but reasonably rare, and I'll put a higher markup, and God, you ever get lucky on auction sometimes? You'll often get the highest bid. Or someone will buy it out at the ridiculously high price. And it's probably impatient people that have lots of money. Alright, so I could make an extra 53 ped back on that. That'd be sick. How much is the auction fee? 1 ped. It's a little risky. We'll do it anyways. See, sometimes what I do to entice people to do it is I'll put my opening bid smaller, but the buyout bid higher. So that way some people get enticed to bid on it because it's the lowest, but then they get impatient and they have all their fucking ped locked up in it, and it's a 7-day wait, so then they just pay the extra buyout fee to get it quicker. And getting quick is my specialty. Or finishing, what the hell am I talking about? Now this vapor oil hit me a little bit hard this morning. Whew, it's gonna be fun cleaning that tank. Now I hope a whole bunch of people don't message me from Canada to get one right away, because I really don't want to get rid of them all. Well, shit, I probably should. I've been storing them in my house for so long. Now I'll do a limited edition case for anyone who wants to get it first. Just be careful. Yeah, I don't know the whole waiver thing, how we could arrange that. You'll just, yeah, I'll have to get it in writing somehow. Or now maybe I'll put it in the terms of service. By donating to the Vaporizer Collector Fund, you willingly know that you're waiving any rights to sue me. Let's hope. Alright, let's continue. Now, anyone who doesn't get it and wants to stay clear of it, it's for the best. Definitely don't be tempting me to be shipping them to you. Alright, so let's accept this. Alright, so I got a chance. If anyone wants to help out my videos and they need some bonding liquid and they want to swing by Cyrene and get it, there you go. It's on auction for the next 7 days. Next weekend it'll be finished. I do believe that no one is going to buy this stuff on Cyrene, so I'm just going to trade terminal it so I can get the heck off this planet. Try to cut my losses a little bit by getting sweat, and I didn't have to buy that ped for, was it 1.1 a ped, or a K? Now I'll check the market value. You can see it wasn't worth much anyways. 101, 100, same with this. So I maybe lost like 50 pec doing this. It's not that bad. Although it does kind of sicken me to throw stuff in the trade terminal. I don't know what it is. It's just a waste. Right, so the next thing I have is the collection of prints that I got from this run. You can see it's mostly all basic bearings. And it says basic bearings print is worth about that, but I don't know if it really is. You could place it on auction, you're probably just going to lose ped. So what I'm going to do is just leave all these on Cyrene. Hoping maybe Entropia one day will be able to stack these too. So you can have more than one copy and then separate them. Yeah, basic bearings is Belker and Blazer, so that's why. That's not a bad blueprint to use, huh? Maybe I'll bring the basic filters and throw it in my shop. Basic filters can sell okay. Sensor. Really, I should just trade terminal all these, but you never know. Might get really broke one day and be happy that I kept something. And I got 500 spaces, so I can fit quite a few blueprints. So you can see how doing these crafting runs, I used to fill up terminals on planets very easily. So I was so happy when they started being able to stack the limited prints. That like freed so much room in my inventory. It was ridiculous how much. Alright, so that's 1,000 clicks of those. Alright, I do believe that's everything. I should be able to fly away from this planet now. Like I said, if the Zorn ingot doesn't sell, I'll just ship it to Rocktropia for 2 ped. I think Rocktropians might be happy to see some Zorn, because they'll probably be going there to craft the Silurine prints. Yeah, I still got all that stuff that I'm supposed to go sell in my shop. I forgot. I still got the mankinis. I was thinking too, that other guy who was messaging about some rare thing he could try to do to make ped. What I would do right now, the mankini's at an all-time low because the item's nerfed. So really that's one of those things you could invest in and hope that it rebounds. In order to rebound off an item sale, it has to tank at some point to make it cheap to buy in. So who knows, maybe they'll take away the Mankini prints from the loot machines, only allow the ones out that were released, so the people that have them will have an exclusive market on them. Then they'll fix the Mankini so that you can actually trade them in shops at least. That'd be nice. Alright, this looks like a reasonable place to take off from. Now, don't worry, the space adventure won't be that boring. Who knows, maybe some pirates will really make it interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna miss the sweat community on Cyrene. They're pretty cool. I was talking to some guys yesterday, and I was gonna lead a sweat team to go sweat some bigger mobs and make it a big show and everything, but fuck, I hit that. There we go. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I'll talk about once. Well, we'll start already. What happened was I typed into the Entropia wiki page mobs on Cyrene, so I could look up every creature, see which one has an ideal hit points that we could make a bigger sweat team to go sweat. So what happens is that Entropia wiki gives you the page of mobs, and then you click whatever mob that you decide you wanted to do, and guess what happens? Entropia wiki shows you a page, like a little map, shows you spots that you can find them. So I'm like, that's cool. So what do you know, I go to Cyrene and I go to those places, and the harder versions of the mobs were there, like where it said on the map, but the ones that I needed for sweating, the small ones, they just weren't there. And then I checked the other spots on the map and they weren't there either. So I spent, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe even 4 hours flying around different areas and walking around different areas on Cyrene, trying to find these mobs so that I could hold a big sweat team with. Whole bunch of people together, we're going to sweat it and even hunt it probably. So there's an opportunity where Entropia had us hooked already, that we wanted to do this fun activity in the game, but what prevented us was the fucking resources to find the mobs. And I'm not going to just be bitching about this, because it's funny that I actually came into this same situation in one of the other games I was playing to do for tutorials. Ah, fuck. Made a big mistake already. Alright, let's go to my shop in FOMA. Try to fix the mistake with a reasonable solution. Now what happened was, before I left the planet, I was supposed to check Next Island and see what it was that I left on this in the auction or in storage. Oh yeah, I can just do it from Entropia Partners. Or not Entropia Partners, fucking my Entropia account. Don't worry, I'll try to finish remembering to finish that story. Don't worry, chances are I will forget. Oh, thank God. It's so nice to be able to digest food today. Now I better not go to town just eating now that I can. Shrink my stomach, try to use it to my advantage. Right. Right, not much going on in space right now. Hopefully I don't fucking smash into an asteroid. Alright, so here's my Entropia page. If anyone wants to add my avatar as a friend, it's Leland Lee Ribling. I clicked the items thing, but it's not loading. Let's try the web shop, see if it can load that. Fuck's sakes. I don't know, with Entropia pages, every time I try to use them for stuff, I'm like, hey, check this out for the stream. It fucking never loads. For God's sakes, it isn't gonna fucking load. Yeah, it's like the page for Entropia accounts is busted. Alright, well, what I was hoping to do was open the fucking Entropia Universe page so I could check to see where I left the items, instead of having to use one of the terminals in the game. But, fucking Entropia Universe homepage, my account thing is fucking frozen. Anyway, so yeah, to finish my story, this was the solution other games found. It's like this one game I was playing to do an offer to win PED. Part of the game said, hey, hunt this certain mob at a certain level. And it has this giant open world like Entropia. Alright. Fucking finally loading. Right, so I'll just click up in value in PED and see what I have. Metal residue and estate, that's the one on Camp Crunk, if anyone wants to help buy my metal residue. The Zorn Star, that was what I just left on Cyrene. Fuck, I got Listerium and Lesser Elijah in storage on Next Island. So that's what I'll have to do. God, my account's so low on shit. Yeah, I was gonna share some more Entropia information from my account. I'm just gonna check to make sure there's nothing that... Oh, it doesn't. I was gonna show you my transaction history, but it doesn't anymore. It's like you click transaction history and it only allows you to check for a few months. I was hoping to show you my lifetime one. Yeah, I think you can do that in the game, but... Huh. Alright, so I guess I can close that. Alright, I'm just gonna go to the fire screen for 1 sec. Now what I wanted to show you guys, yeah, lucky I did. What I try to do is make sure that my fucking folders and things don't open on the wrong window and show confidential stuff during my stream. But what do you know, every time it fucking happens. So I'm just gonna make sure I go to the fire screen each time. Now I really suck at video editing. It's not like my abilities, but my computer always fucking fucks it up. Well, it's probably me breaking it with the computer, but anyways. yeah, so that was my plan. Try to do videos without having to video edit it, so I'll have a better chance of actually finishing it. Ah, here it is. You know, I was telling you guys before, the game that got me into playing MMOs online, like Entropia, it was this one. Cybertown. So I don't know if anyone remembers Cybertown. Any Entropians used to play it? No, it was a pretty cool environment. You can see that it was very similar to Entropia. Had like a big MMO type world. You could hunt. You could kill you could just kill each other players at PvP areas. Everything like guns and stuff was free to use in the game. The only thing they used the economy for was buying stuff for your shops, like buying furniture. Furniture you could buy. Or not shops, apartments. And then they would have one place, it was like a Star Trek convention hall. So you could go there and they have real Star Trek conventions. They'd have verified celebrities with a little Mindark symbol thing above them. Well, not Mindark, but you know what I mean. An official character symbol. So you could tell that it wasn't just an avatar pretending to be them. Alright, so yeah, to name other things that games did good, that MMO that I was playing, or the other one for the offer for Entropia, it asked me to hunt a mob at a certain level in order to complete a mission. So I was like, shit, now I'm gonna have to like be in Entropia and start looking all over this giant fucking world, and I'll never fucking find the creature I'm looking for. Spend hours and just quit the game because it's not fun. But you know what this game did? They added like a search feature. It's like, hey, once you know what mob you want to look for and what level it is, you just open the search feature, select it, say, hey, I'm looking for this fire pig at level 7. So then I do that, click search, shows me the fucking spots on the map where I can find it. I was like, dear God, why the hell doesn't Entropia have that feature? Like, you know how many players just quit the game because they fucking find out they want to do something in the game? They're like, hey, I want to kill this mob for this item. And they spend days looking for it and give up because that fucking Entropia wiki page doesn't show you the right spots the mobs are. Like even that event on Calypso, I just fucking quit it and left because I'm like, I can't even find the migration event, so fuck it. You know how many other players are really lazy like that and will do the same thing? That's why when you're making games, you try to make improvements so it's fun to play it. If you're spending days and days looking for a mob that you wanted to spend 2 seconds looking, like I didn't want to fucking spend hours looking for that mob yesterday. So I don't know, if any of the Mindark employees are listening, like that'd be a huge update to Entropia. So you could just have a search bar and be like, hey, I want to find a level 11 Aatrox. Type it in, boom, it shows me on the map where the level 11 Aatroxes are. So I don't have to spend fucking hours looking for it. It's not like it would just take me there automatically. Maybe that's where Neverdive's teleport token system could come in. I guess Entropia is neat in the way that you have to spend hours looking for it. It's so open-ended. But we're in a society where people get frustrated early. It's like we have really fucking short attention spans. When we want something, we want it right away. We don't want to fucking wait hours and hours of searching. And it'd be nice maybe if that Entropia wiki page actually showed you where the mobs were going to be. But the problem with that too is every time you close Entropia and open Wikipedia page, that's an opportunity for players to say, hey, I closed Entropia, let's just not reopen it and do something else. So that's why when you're designing shit, you design it to stay in the game. So you don't have to go out of the game to get shit. As soon as people leave the game, there's a chance they won't come back. Especially if they're like, fuck, I'm sick of leaving the game all the time to get shit. Fuck, my vapor tank sealed again. Yeah, so if anyone's listening to the videos, would you like to see that feature added or not in Entropia? A search bar that you could just search where the fucking mobs are. You know, I know it's possible in the coding of the game, Because you know how when you go to do one of those missions in Entropia and you find a mission broker, he's like, go find these 4 people, and then he'll put a mark on the map for each one. So I was thinking that'd be the easiest coding. Just copy the code from that. Be like, hey, every time I type in the search bar and it finds those mobs, put them on the map like it did with those. I don't know, I think that would go a long way for space, because Entropia is always like, hey, we gotta make space better. Imagine space pirates could just be like, hey, show me where all the players are that are carrying loot or something. And it fucking turns it on the map and they can see them. Or at least the space aliens, or maybe the other motherships. These search features would be cool. Maybe these search features already exist and I've never used them. That could be it. Hoping that's already in Entropia. Like, remember before I was saying I wish the oil rig was on the map? And then that guy showed me that, yeah, if you hit that one search field, it shows it. But it doesn't actually call it the oil rig. So it still wouldn't really help any random person who didn't know. Unless they had to leave the game to fucking search it to find out. Well, they say that when you're designing a website, right? You try to make sure that, oh fuck, there's aliens. Yeah, like when you design a website, you don't put a whole bunch of links on it to go to other people's pages usually, because you're like, hey, you want people to stay on your website. Yeah, so far so good. I've got the fucking feeling back in my legs. God, I never knew that food poisoning could be that serious. It seems like everything I've ever mocked in my life I end up getting. Gotta stop mocking shit. You know, Vince Carter for the Toronto Raptors used to get food poisoning all the time. I'm like, oh geez, Vince, how bad can food poisoning be? So now I know. It's fucking a nightmare. Yeah, it was like the same thing with concussions. I was like, oh, Crosby, what a wuss. It's like, how bad can a concussion really be? At least learning and mistakes are related to each other. My nephew's like, man, how can you know so much stuff? And I'm like, well, just imagine how many mistakes I made. Maybe that's the key in life, is to having a good mentor, even in Entropia, having a good mentor, so you don't have to make all those same mistakes. Save a little ped. That didn't sound good, save ped. I think I'm gonna have to still steer clear of the fucking acidic foods. It's still not sitting quite right. It gives me a little bit of heartburn. Now I'm thinking the day I got food poisoning too, I forgot that I ate some undercooked pork chops. That could have been it too. Fuck. Because I remember them. I was like, man, these pork chops taste so good. They're so tender. I was like, oh shit, I hope they're not a little underdone. It's like right after I finished them, I started getting the food poisoning symptoms. Pork is one of those ones you don't want to mess around with undercooking it, right? That's one thing I like about the oven. It's like a lot of cases you get more heat evenly distributed as compared to trying to cook in a barbecue. I don't know, that's why when I barbecue I usually just burn the shit out of everything. So, to play it safe. It's not because I'm a horrible cook, I swear. Now, baking I'm not very good, but regular cooking I'm at least reasonable. Lived on my own for a long time before I got back into my mom's basement. Hey, at this point though, it's almost like I'm helping her a lot more than she helps me. Speaking of, I got shitloads of stuff to do around the house today. Carried my uncle. I don't know, the way the world rent situation's going these days with everyone losing everything in the fucking lockdowns, going back to your parents' place isn't the worst situation. Not to mention when you think about the senior crisis. And what prevented senior home crisis in the olden days, do you know what it was? Is that when parents got old, they usually just got like a room or even sometimes like a shed or some garage or something. And what my other friends used to do is their basement, and they turned it into an apartment for the seniors. So it's like every time like families had generations, they always just had the other generation living in the other half of the house. Or like a, what did they call it, in-law suites or something. So that's why in the olden days when pandemics came, they didn't have huge outbreaks at nursing homes, because back in the old day people just didn't ditch their family. I know like it's not nice to say, at the same time it's cruel to do, is like these days our generations have came to the point where we just want to ditch each other. So it's like parents often just ditch their kids in daycare, and then those same kids when they get older ditch their parents in nursing homes because they don't have that same family connection that we used to. I know it's kind of sad to think people don't want to face that as reality, but that is what causes the nursing home crisis, is kids aren't looking after their own parents. Easier said than done. Like sometimes people actually can't look after their parents because they're not in the greatest shape either. Looking after your parents, or even my uncle, I realized it went in stages. At first I thought I couldn't do it, but after being forced to do it because of the lockdown, I was like, eventually I just adapted. So I think maybe that's how it used to work in the old days. Everyone thought, oh, there's no way we could pull this off, and then because you had to, you found a way. That was what they used to have the old saying at my one job. The boss was cool. He hung this poster up. It's like a real self-accountability poster. He's like, when something breaks, you'll either find an excuse of why you couldn't fix it, or you'll find a way to fix it. So it's like, really, it's up to you. And I was thinking that same thing too, like how many times I was going to call my supervisor and say, oh, I can't find a way to fix this. I was like, why am I thinking of an excuse of why I can't fix it? It's like, I've got to focus harder on actually fixing it instead. And then often you do. I don't know, the way the things are supposed to be and the opposite is all part of the ancient mystery prophecy I researched a lot. So when things are the opposite a lot these days, I'm not very surprised. Although it is hard to grasp still. Like even though I know everything is going to become the opposite, it's like when I see it happening, I'm like, it's like, really? You want to let the fucking prisoners out of jail? Close all the jails? It's like, it's like everything's going according to plan. Now, apparently there was this prophet who got taught by the creator just to deal with everything you can in your own sphere or your own tribe or whatever. And that the creator's plan will work out on its own either way. Which does seem a little bit too inactive, but it's kind of like trying to fight the wind. Remember one time I was raking leaves and I tried to fight the wind, and I'm like, you can't really fight the wind, right? Your only hope is to try to rake the leaves with the wind. And then if the wind is going in a fucking whirlwind of all directions, you're just fucked. And not in a good way. Oh, Colin just logged in. Yeah, I was mentioning the other day who's my favorite people to sweat with. Colin Ever... How do you say her name? Ah, her achievements are not public. Anyways, yeah, she shares a whole bunch of her data on how fast she levels up collecting sweat. It's like, you know, nerds collect stats on everything in baseball. Her stats on sweat are some of the best. Now, I'm pretty sure she's from Sweden. Maybe that's why I can't pronounce her name properly. Well, who am I kidding? Even English names. let's get a quick message from the sponsor. Almost forgot today, shit. What the hell's wrong with me? Today's show is brought to you by Crack. Crack, it'll fuck you up. Hey everybody, welcome back. Now I really should be pacing myself with the vaporizer better. Today's going to be a hard day to do that because I'm going to be watching a new Star Trek show. I don't know if anyone heard, like, Star Trek's been having a little bit of rough go with the fans, but they're pretty split. Some want the old Star Trek back, and then other people like the new Star Trek. And it's kind of funny with the whole opposite prophecy, because the way the new Star Trek is what's happened is they took everything that Gene Roddenberry made in Star Trek as the laws, the fucking theme of the show, and they made it the exact opposite. So it's like, in a way, it's like pissing me off. I'm like, fuck, I wish we actually had Gene Roddenberry Star Trek, not the opposite of what he wanted. But then I remember the ancient prophecy. I'm like, fuck, the ancient prophecy has to be the opposite. So I don't know. Like, I've seen hockey become the opposite, so when Star Trek became the opposite, I was like, okay, it's just another opposite. But anyways, these people tried to fight the opposite. They raised up a bunch of millions of dollars. They hired a whole bunch of the old Star Trek crew, got even some of the best writers from the old Star Trek, and wanted to make Gene Roddenberry's vision of Star Trek, and they started remaking a new show. I think they called it Star Trek, or not Star Trek, Fleet Command or something like that. I'll have to try to find the link. But anyways, yeah, this Fleet Command show apparently goes like an optimistic vision of the future, how mankind moved on from racism and fucking advanced in the future, not digress back into the ancient ways. So anyways, yeah, so I haven't watched the show yet, but I've heard good things about it. Actually, one person that I asked to watch it, who likes a lot of Star Trek, said that she didn't like the film quality, so I'll maybe try to find a little bit better. But I could have swore it was 1080, so maybe she meant something else by that. Unless she was anticipating 4K, maybe that's what it was. I'm pretty sure even the new Star Trek on CBC, or CBS, it's not in 4K either. They still film in 1080. I was kind of surprised at that. You think a show about the future, they would actually have modern cameras. Now, apparently I don't know what's going on with Star Trek. Well, I know what it is. It's the fucking opposite, so. Now, I'm trying to embrace the opposites a bit. I was thinking, geez, I've been pretty palmed my whole life. Maybe this opposite could work in my favor one day. Not that I want to get a whole bunch of money. I'm pretty sure as soon as I do, I'm just going to eat too much and fucking explode. Yeah, so if anyone wants to not donate to my Patreon, you're helping me more than you think. Now, the way my stomach situation's going these days, maybe I can actually use it to my advantage to not overeat as much. Or binge eat. Now, I was going to do the whole scale thing, but I've been so weak the past few days, I was just trying to move. Thank God I got the feeling in my legs back today. God, that was really freaking me out. I never had any clue that fucking food poisoning can cause symptoms like that. And the swelling of the diaphragm, I was like, holy shit, not being able to breathe, this isn't good. Now, has anyone else had a horrible food poisoning experience? I heard usually it just lasts like 24 hours or 48 hours. Mine's been like a 4 or 5 day event. But then I heard too that it can go over a week some cases, so thank God mine wasn't a week, or I shouldn't jinx it yet. I'm not out of the woods completely. I need to be very careful what I eat today. Probably just more rice. I added chicken broth to the rice, and the other thing I tried was adding fucking, organic wildflower honey. I just happened to have some I picked up from my last disc golf trip. And it was local from one of the farmers, had it for sale at the gas station. Now, I heard that organic or raw honey is good for restoring your stomach back to its normal, probiotic state. So I was hoping that's what maybe kill everything in my stomach by fasting it and then reform my stomach flora. God, I feel like my show's turning into the Vegetable Police channel. He's had a lot of fucking stomach problems and made a whole fucking series about it. Man, he even went viral with a lot of videos. Alright. Yeah, so today's agenda, I might get some more videos done today because I can't go outside. It fucking rained the whole day. Unless maybe it clears up, then I'll be able to finish what I'm working on. Oh yeah, I got to the end of the wood pile and guess what happened? Fucking giant pile of concrete blocks and slabs of fucking shit, so now not only do I have to move wood pile, but now I have to move a giant rock pile. But I think it's going to be worth it. Maybe some of those rocks, I won't pile them too far away. I'll be able to add them to the concrete. I'm thinking I might make a slab the same way my dad did and just put a whole bunch of posts around the outside. Big, wide, fucking huge post. And then bury the inside with gravel. And then build the building on top of a pad of gravel. So that way if any water comes, it'll just drain under it. I'll have to compare it in price. Concrete would be nicer, I think. Alright guys, it's going to take me a few more minutes to fly all the way to... Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely going to take me a few more minutes to fly to my shop, so... What I'll do next episode is I'm going to drop by my shop, give everyone a tour of some of the new items that I put in for sale. I don't know if I have any welding wire prints there for sale. I might add this stack to it. Yeah, if anyone wants to meet up with me on Calypso to trade for mankinis, that'd be cool. What else did I have to trade? Yeah, and if you need a deal on any of the items in my my FOMA shop, then yeah, just let me know while I'm here. I'll be here probably for... What day is it today? Today's Sunday the 2nd, so I'll be there for the 3rd. So if anyone wants to meet me on the 3rd, just give me a shout. Oh yeah, and if you can't reach me in the game, just give me a shout on Knowing Entropia. I forgot, I have a Facebook group for Entropia, Knowing Entropia. Everyone keeps joining it, so I think I added it to the links already. You should be able to find it in the links below. If it's not there, I'll add it again. What else was there? But yeah, I've got the Entropia Partners links if you guys want to help out with that below. The Patreon link below. Raven Jade shirts if you want to buy the coolest looking shirts in the Entropia universe. I recommend hers. I'm going to be trying them on soon. What else was there? Oh yeah, I got my shirts. Finishing quick is my specialty. And it also comes in bed sheets. Popular with the ladies. Sex Machine link below. Not popular with the ladies because it's for guys only. Oh, actually, I shouldn't be saying that. I was actually reading the description for it the other day to see how the shipping times are going. And they said that they're coming out with a patch, so it'll be a 2-person connection. So it actually will be like the... whatchamacallit? The Sex Machine from Blade Runner? Is that the one where Sylvester Stallone and Sandra Bullock? They were the first ones in a science fiction movie to use a virtual sex machine. It was pretty fucked up, but yeah, apparently that's what this feature is going to be coming out with eventually. That they're working on it. So that's kind of weird, but hey, the way the world's going these days, you never know with pandemics. We never may be able to contact with people again. Alright, see you guys later, and what are the links? The Entropia Partners, and don't forget the Bitcoin one too. I've got 5 people that have signed up so far, and it's helping me out large, guys, so I really appreciate it. I think some people are complaining about the Schwagbunks link, that it only works for regions, and they want to see a tutorial on how to do it. So yeah, I'll do a Schwagbucks tutorial soon too, and I'll add it to the links. Alright, thanks again for watching, you guys. Take care, and if you happen to get any bonding liquid that mixes with some metal residue with a bit of yellow crystal and a tiny dash of super adhesive, and those happen to get into your vaporizer and it tastes like shit, give it a dislike. But if not, and you like the video, if you can help me out with a like, that'd be cool too. Make sure you never buy the products from my sponsor, because it will ruin your life. Bye for now, everyone. See you tomorrow, God willing. put the subscribe link. YouTube's gonna recommend a video for you. I recommend you watch it.